Somewhere in the last year, you read a headline like that, and something in your chest tightened for a second longer than it should have. Not because you lost your job. Maybe nothing has happened to you at all. Not yet. But something shifted. A quiet recalculation. A sense that the ground you've been standing on for 15 years might not be as solid as you assumed. And underneath that fear, if you're honest, there's a second, quieter question. Even if my job is safe, was it ever really mine? Here is the reframe. AI is not the thing that broke your sense of security. It simply arrived, fast, visible, undeniable, at a crack that was already there. A crack that's been there for years, decades for some people. The crack is this. Most of us built our sense of who we are on something that was never designed to hold that weight. A title, a role, a function inside a company, a level of output. And those things are not bad. They're just not load-bearing. They were never meant to be the foundation. They were meant to be the furniture. So let's separate the two. On one side, the things most of us quietly built our identity on. Job title, performance reviews, being the reliable one, being needed. On the other side, the things that were actually holding everything up the whole time, underneath all of that. Your judgment under pressure, how you treat people when there's nothing in it for you, what you actually pay attention to when no one assigned it, what you would do, what you would build, what you would care about, if no one was measuring it at all. The left column is what AI is reorganizing. The right column is what AI cannot touch. And here's the part that's hard to hear. Most of us have spent our entire adult lives polishing the left column and almost no time getting to know the right one. You weren't replaced. You were finally asked, by circumstance, not by choice, what else you've got. That is a brutal question to be asked without warning. It is also, if you let it be, the most honest question anyone has asked you in a long time. Think about a tree in a storm. From a distance, what you see is the part above ground, the shape everyone recognizes, the canopy, the part that sways, that gets photographed, that can be measured. What determines whether that tree survives the storm is not the canopy. It's the part you can't see. The roots, how deep they go, how wide they spread, what they're actually anchored into. For most of your working life, you've been tending the canopy. The roots have been growing the whole time too. You just never went down there to look. This is an invitation to go look. The storm didn't uproot you. It just showed you where your roots actually are. So what do you do with this? Not a 5-year plan, not a complete identity overhaul before Friday. Just one honest hour, alone, no phone, no scrolling, with a single question. What have I actually been standing on? Not what's on my resume. Not what my title says. What's actually been true underneath this whole time? The judgment, the care, the attention, the things you do even if no one ever knew. Write down what you find, even if it's just a sentence. That sentence is your root system. You're just seeing it for the first time. This is what Awaken is for. The free starting point inside the new life operating system. Not a course, not a personality quiz. A space built to help you ask that question properly and actually sit with the answer, instead of letting it slide past, like every other notification today. The link is in the description, and if, once you found that sentence, you want help turning it into an actual direction, not a vague one, an actual one, that's what Align is for. It's a one-time step. No subscription, no pressure. Just the next honest hour after this one. You're not behind. You were just looking at the canopy. If you know someone who read a headline like that this week and felt that same quiet tightening in their chest, send them this. Not as a warning, as a hand on the shoulder. The roots were always there. Sometimes someone just has to point at the ground. Subscribe for more. New videos every Wednesday for people who are done standing on the canopy. We'll see you next time.